I missed
Yeah,
it. I bought my swag and went to the hotel and passed out for a minute.
yeah. Sorry,
Well,
Placid and
again,
I waited. What do you think? Maybe like hour and 15 minutes or something in line to see that.
something like that. It seemed to have moved quicker than I thought it would, but
Hmm.
it was definitely worth the wait. Seeing, what, the 5-10 minutes. Uh,
No, it was like 15-20. I mean, they had a decent sized. I mean, it felt like it went fast when you were in there, but I think I heard the guy outside saying it was like 15 to 20 minutes, like demo thing.
yeah, I mean, I thought it was fantastic. A
Yeah,
little demonstration of the co-op gameplay with
yeah.
one of the guys from Valve playing, and they pulled some random guy from the audience to play too. Uh, Not only was it hilarious seeing the random guy in the audience try to speed through the demo, while the Valve people just tried to tell him to wait and slow down, but the game just looks fantastic.
Yeah.
It's to borrow something you said earlier about a different game, Adam. It took everything that was so great in the first one and just made it better. At least that's what it seemed like to me.
Yeah, and I honestly was a little nervous because I was like, man, Portal was such a great game. How do you make a sequel to that? And how do you
Mm-hmm.
not expand and just kind of make it overdo it a little bit? And I was nervous about the goofy looking robots for that you play in co-op. But after
I
seeing it,
liked
it's like,
those
man,
guys. They
well,
look
yeah, I mean
awesome.
that's kind of a polarizing thing. Either you really like them and they look cool, or you're like, I don't know, this is kind of goofy. I don't know if I want to be a robot. But I mean, the way they do it is a lot of fun and it's cool, and it makes sense in the story how they presented it. So I was really a big fan of that. So.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So, was it a good game? Is that the
Oh,
verdict? Is Portal
definitely,
2
man.
gonna
There's
be fucking awesome or what?
I mean, it looks like it's going to be twice as hard as the original. I mean, I trust Valve. They're one of the few companies where you're like, okay, make whatever. I'll wait as long as I need to, and I'll play it, day one. But yeah, all the things they added, like the different gels, one that makes you, makes essentially rubberizes whatever it touches, so you can jump really high,
Asbestos.
and one that's, like a thing that
The
makes you move
grease.
really fast. Yeah,
Yeah.
those were
It
really
looks
cool.
awesome. That's
And
all I have to
And
say.
and some of the puzzles, I have to say, just seeing them demoed, I thought the puzzles were a little neater in this one.
hmm
It wasn't so much of platforming, uh, literally platforming. It was more of you know timing and racing through dangerous obstacles. I mean, so much in Portal One seemed to be like just jumping from point A to point B and then jumping from B to C. It seems like it's a little more mixed up in Portal Two.
yeah.
Good.
I
Good.
like
But
I like using the infinite fall thing to get yourself going
yeah,
really fast to make the jump too. That
Well,
was
I'm
cool.
very interested in seeing what the storyline's even gonna be too.
Yeah, they didn't really cover that much. I mean, they showed kind of the end of the trailer that we had seen before, and you can find it online where Gladys is talking to you and you're talking to the little ball guy. But,
So, do we
yeah.
want to talk about the hidden level?
oh, yeah, sure, we can cover that
We
real
can go to
quick.
that now. We're talking Sunday, so before we do that, though, let me drop another code section here: 9PJHD.
D is in
D
dragon,
is yeah, as in dragon, which
because
I
that's
guess you could tell
where.
us all about.
All right. So
Clever.
we find this escalator in the side of the showroom floor, and we're like, "Yo, bro, that's an escalator. I like the looks of that. Oh, who knows what's downstairs, right?" And to add to the shrouded mystery, we see on a LCD TV, they had like three hung up. Talk about that room did not deserve even one television, but they
It
Well,
said
was
you
dead.
found the hidden level in big bold
essentially the
face.
hidden level was another. PAX is kind of built on the whole role-playing thing and the D&D fans. So that was kind of a floor for them where there were a bunch of tables set up and they could play, and there were tournaments and there were books you could buy and stuff. But as it was certainly felt a lot deader than the rest of the place because there weren't a ton of video games. And you kind of felt bad for the exhibitors because they were all sitting there and they looked bored and
Yeah,
kind of like,
they look
oh, someone
so
come look at
bored.
my booth. And there
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
there was some. I mean, I kind of I have an appreciation for that, and I know Placid does because he played D&D a lot. But at the same time, that's not what a lot of the people come there for. So.
yeah. And even as someone who played D&D, there really wasn't anything down there that appealed to me.
hmm
Um, it was like you said, it was completely dead. There's just nothing there. I think we took 3 minutes to walk through it, and then we just went right back up the escalator.
Yeah. Well,
There
I mean,
was a dragon
there was.
statue.
Yeah, that was the best part
It was
about.
more of a relief, like coming out of the wall. But the head was the statue, so that was cool.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
Slayer
it was
got up
really
there
cute.
and played some air guitar. Wisely did not put on the cosplay helmet they had there because I'm sure it was not terribly clean. But
Lice is cool. I like it.
see, that's why he didn't get sick. He didn't put the helmet on. Good job.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So it was a
It was a
relief to get
little
back upstairs.
it was a little flaccid, as
It was
they
a
say.
little flaccid. Yeah,
Yeah.
that
However, after that, after we perused the floor a little longer, we got to another panel which was really cool, which was
Oh
probably
my
quite
god.
possibly my favorite panel of the whole time, which was the Gearbox panel. And I
Yes.
mean, you guys have obviously heard of Gearbox, and they're big from Borderlands. But before that, they worked on Halo PC, and did that one, and they also did Opposing Force and what was it, Brothers in Arms, I believe it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they do actually have a good pedigree, even though you don't hear a lot about them. But yeah, their big thing this year was obviously Duke Nukem, which I mean, if you've been on the internet at any point in the last week, you know about.
And
Dude,
it's
But
coming
it's
out,
back.
definitely. There's
Yeah,
no
next
question.
year,
Like
2011
it's
post.
been polished from beginning to I mean it hasn't been polished, but there is a beginning and an ending. You can play from the beginning
yeah, I
to
mean,
the
I did. There was a 4-hour line or something to play the actual game, which none of us sat through. But it is an actual game. People have said you can play it. So,
yeah.
and the interesting thing, I mean, a lot of the guys at Gearbox, you could tell they were so passionate about Duke Nukem because a lot of them had actually worked on it before. Like Randy
One
Pitchford
man
had worked on
broke
the
it
original.
down,
Yeah,
Yeah, that was Randy who cried.
Randy Pitchford was getting a little teary-eyed there.
which was amazing, the passion that you could see.
Yeah.
And that's what made me love this panel. These people told us, please put down your video cameras. We brought this footage just to show you at Penny Arcade Expo. And I mean, just right off the bat, wow, that's pretty homey. He even brought up cosplaying Lilith up to stage with, Michaelis and said, wow, you're hot, you're beautiful, this is amazing, like,
Her
thank you.
costume was really well done. Yeah,
It
Hmm.
was, yeah. And it's just, things like that. And they were openly talking to us as a crowd and were joking around, didn't cover their mouths with over swear words, and actually answered the questions that were presented to them rather bluntly and honestly in a good way. Not, they were very honest, and I actually know more about their company now, I
Hmm.
feel. And
Even the stuff they couldn't really talk about, they were honest about that. They're like, okay, we do have stuff in production. We just
exactly.
can't show
yeah,
you this because we'd like to show you more, but we can't right now.
yeah. But still, those few screenshots of aliens, colonial marines flashed
Yeah.
up on
Looks
screen. I mean,
awesome.
that was something they really couldn't talk about, but that was really neat that they decided to throw those up there really quickly.
Definitely.
I definitely enjoyed the little video they showed, which was cool. The
Oh, the
Borderlands video.
Borderland. Oh, that was
That was
hilarious. I really hope
hilarious.
they put that online soon.
They said they will put that up after a while, but they're gonna let it sit for a little while. So
Yeah, see that was worth waiting for that panel just by itself.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I almost walked out of that panel, honestly. Honestly, this is the weirdest thing. I haven't had, a giant passion for video games, actually, in not too long. But I almost walked out of that panel with a bit of a tear under my eye, too. Because after watching, I don't know, some other stagnant panels, and I won't name names,
I think you already have.
something
yeah,
to do with
well,
RPGs.
no,
Something,
not even
yeah.
that. Something to do with another certain video game company. But anyway,
I
it's just
recall. Never
really
mind.
encouraging to see a video game developer and their company be so damn passionate, and it really, like, it brought some joy to my little kid heart again, and I loved it. So
Nice.
that was a good panel to me.
Yeah,
And to
I would
start, I
agree.
mean, we had just eaten lunch, so it didn't really affect us because we didn't have any. But they actually brought pizza for everyone in line, and they all
Yeah.
paid for that, so it was cool too.
Yeah, it was a nice panel. The fact that they covered so many games and as Slayer said, talked about with such passion.
Mhm.
It was nice. It was
They
nice.
they even like joyfully accepted the suggestion to improve the game from one of the kids in the audience.
And
Yeah.
made him write his name down to
Yeah,
them.
so they're so they could actually contact him and stuff. So
So hey, cool.